Hey everybody, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to continue our series on that Miami condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. And we're talking about the stressors, some additional stressors that we wanted to mention. I wanted to put it in the last couple of videos, but I wanted to keep those videos shorter. So I'm putting them here. So we have some extra downward possible loads that could be stressors and contributing factors here in the collapse. As I've been telling you in some of our videos lately, folks, I want to make sure that you know you can donate and help the families of the victims, but make sure you only use the two sites that we link to below there, because they're the only ones that are vetted. One's the GoFundMe site, and the other one is the Help Surfside site. And so the reason why we're telling you to use those sites is because there's a lot of scams going on right now, and some people have actually stolen the identities of some of the dead people. Now, another important issue has come up that I want to bring to your attention because, you know, a couple of bad apples out there have come here and have tried to question the viability of our information here. They're trying to question whether we're plagiarizing and all sorts of other things. There's this other guy on another channel here on YouTube who, for the past several weeks, has been going around trolling all of the other YouTube channels, claiming that everybody's copying from him, that he's got like these proprietary rights to whatever, to all the photos and information and everything, even though none of us had ever even heard of him until about a week ago. At least I know I haven't. So about a week and a half ago, somebody contacts me and says, "Hey, Jeff, this guy Kai is over here talking about you. You should take a look." So I get over there and I can't find the video that they were talking about. But anyway, while I was there, I saw that somebody had left a comment for him saying, "Hey, I got some pictures for you that you might want to see." So I also joined in on that and said, "Hey, can you send them to me too?" And of course, I guess Kai deleted my message. I don't know why. So now I can't even prove that I was over there. That's probably why he's already starting to hide the evidence. But you know, so once we found the video that he did, and it was everything he said on it was false. It was all lies, trying to rebuke our theory about the palm trees. Okay, which we're going to show you later in this as well. So anyway, after we finally found his video, I went there and gave him a little minor admonishment and told him that everything he said in his video was wrong, where he was arguing about my arguments with the palm tree, because he obviously didn't listen to the video, to what we were saying. So this is the guy Kai, and of course he's accusing us as well of plagiarizing from him. But let me just show you something right here that I think will debunk that for you. Okay, so here's your evidence that he actually poached from us. So if you look here at this date, look at this, see, July 18th. On July 18th, we did a video here on one of the possible root causes where we said how a deck can bring down buildings. And we showed this video of a crane collapse that occurred on the property there on June 9th, 1980. And as far as I know, we're the first channel that even mentioned this and showed it to you folks. But check this out. So now over here, a week later on Kai's channel, look at this, folks. All of a sudden, on July 24th, what have we here? Now he's talking about the crane. So, and he's accusing us of poaching. Looks to me like the roles have reversed here. He's the one who's been doing the poaching from everybody else. Okay, so then last night he puts up this angry video about plagiarism. He rants for about 26 minutes, blaming all of the sites for stealing his proprietary information from, you know, people that have never seen him before.
Now, but this is just, as the girl in England says, poaching. You guys come look at this title right here, 82 minutes ago.
So he just assumes this is the first time I've mentioned this, but all I was doing was basically repeating what I already said back on July 2nd, as you can see right here on the screen. So I did not come in and steal anything from him. He wasn't even on anybody's radar. His channel is too small. He doesn't show up in search. So I did some searching, and here's his first video on the, I guess, where he mentions the punching shear right here at ground zero. Now I'm hoping he's not trying to say that punching shear is the root cause, because punching shear is not a root cause. Punching shear is a symptom. It is a side effect of the root cause. It is the result of a root cause. So anyway, let's look at this date. So July 10th, this was the first date he mentioned punching shear, and he's complaining about the guys from Building Integrity and I guess other channels saying, oh, they all stole it from him, and he was the first person to mention punching shear, like he owns the term or something. He does not own the term. Here, check this out. So you come over here to this article on Fox News on July 2nd, which is more than a week before his thing. And let's go to, and oh, look at this. So they interviewed some guy from Drexel, this guy here, an engineering researcher. And this guy says a potentially vital clue as to whether the deadly collapse may have been caused by punching shear failure, where a column breaks through a weakened slab. So it appears that Kai has been stealing his information from other people. He's been relying on other engineers to do the work for him. So you can see lots of people were talking about punch shearing long before Kai came along on the scene here. So, Kai's not fooling me, and I hope he's not fooling you. But it appears he's already fooled a bunch of his minions over there on his channel. So in the first few days of the collapse, Kai wasn't even talking about punching shear. He thought it was a sinkhole. Watch this.
And then we have, let me screenshot that. This looks more like a sinkhole than not. Look at the ground right there.
He's saying it's a sinkhole.
This looks like a sinkhole. Look at your grade over here where over to your left. It's tapering off. But this looks like a sinkhole.
So I am just really surprised that Kai thought that this was a sinkhole, and as smart as he's trying to make everybody think he is, he clearly couldn't identify the key characteristics of a sinkhole. And what do you think a sinkhole is? It's deep, right? It's big, and it swallows everything in the middle. I'm surprised that he misdiagnosed it like that. And in fact, if you go here and you take a look at the Corvette Museum, those of you who remember that, we covered this on our other site. When the Corvette Museum had that sinkhole, see what happened there? Columns in the middle disappeared. Everything just fell in underground there. Okay, so when you see these first pictures from that morning and you could see all of these columns standing up, there's no way that could be a sinkhole because they would have all been toppled over. Columns are still standing up, means that the floor is still intact, and that's just mind-blowing that he didn't understand that. Who came up with the root cause first? Here he's producing his case here on July 3rd, and he's talking about the beams and everything and how they're all connected to the deck. Here's the engineering.com engineering, and they started immediately on June 24th when the Condo collapse happened. So they started putting all of the news articles up and everything, and they already had diagrams before you even knew it. I mean, this was pretty early in the day already, and they already had the shots of the now famous security camera video, and people were taking street shots and everything. Take a look at this. See, you're already seeing some of the pictures that he was using, so he must have got them from here. So here you can see as early as June 24th, the engineers on the forum were already saying it's punching shear. So they definitely beat him to the punch, for sure. Literally. And that's all they were talking about. See, look here, punching shear, punching shear. That's all they were talking about on this forum. Using the same pictures he was using. See that? He was using these pictures too. And hey, look at this. He was using these exact same photos here as well, too. These are the photos Kai was using. And remember, these were all posted, look, to 26th of June. And look at this. They were already in the floor plans, showing everything going on in the floor plans. There's the beams and everything that they were talking about. Same things that he was talking about. And look, this is already on the 26th of June, because remember, the 25th, I believe, is when the city put the floor plans up online. That's when I saw them for the first time. So these guys are all posting it, talking about the engineering report. So Kai didn't bring anything to the table that wasn't already on the table. Look, we all used these photos. I used these. Everybody was searching all of the same sites and using the same resources. So they were all looking at the same drawings. Look at this. On the 27th of June, again, they're talking more about pool deck levels tied into the building in that spot. I'm letting the facts speak for themselves. Kai was not the originator of his content. So then Kai sends his brainwashed minions over to start trolling us, and they start flooding our comments with all of these totally immature comments, all in, all caps and everything, just incoherent comments that don't really make any sense. So this is what it's come down to, folks. He's blaming everybody else on the internet except himself, when we've already debunked everything he said. We've showed that he's copied it from the forums, and he's not the originator of his own content, and then sends people out to troll all of the YouTube channels on this. But listen, I don't have anything against Kai. I wish him well. I just wish he would stop spreading lies like he's doing right now and trying to take credit for the work that other people before him have already done. And I wish he would stop sending all of his minions in to leave all of these nasty comments on people's channels. But anyway, what we want to talk about now is, in our latest video that we uploaded, we showed you how the residents in the Champlain Towers South had been remodeling their units over the years and were putting in heavy floor-to-ceiling tiles and then granite countertops. But what I want to add to that mix tonight is the impact glass windows and the impact sliding glass doors. Because, see, a lot of condos all around both counties have been slowly upgrading over the years, and they're adding all of these impact glass windows for hurricane protection, which may, in some cases, lead to weakness in other directions. The windows are often 9/16 inch thick. They're big, they're thick, they're heavy. I know sliding glass repair guys that won't even repair the impact sliders because they're too heavy. And in fact, take a look at these pictures right here. We just had our own house done a few months ago. And I can tell you personally, folks, all of those windows and all of those doors are adding to that downward load. And can the building sustain it? Well, we don't know. Now, I'm sure Kai's going to come in here, listen to about 2 seconds of this video and go, oh, Jeff's on another root cause now. It's the windows. I'm not saying it's the windows. I'm saying it may be a contributor. See, he just doesn't listen. So next, Kai comes in here and tries to berate me and everything and totally debunk everything I theorized here about the palm trees. And he gives the worst possible excuse ever. Listen to his demeanor here. Okay, so listen to what he says here about my analysis.
I think it's kind of cool, his little machine, though. Check it out.
Add a palm tree that maybe it's carrying up.
So he theorizes they use this machine to cut palm trees, and this caused all this fracturing in the deck. Okay, so
listen to his logic here.
The witness is being killed off again. These people to keep killing off the witnesses. So stick to tools, Jeff.
Here's his first insult.
I enjoy. In my video 6 o'clock, I talk nice about your mic and your radio voice, but your logical thinking is still not there. You should just stick with searching down, tracking down good discounts on tools. This is ridiculous. That machine is huge, guys. There is no gate for it to get through here. That gate is not there. This gate is not wide enough. It's huge. No opening for it. So he just magically puts it on the deck and it's able to work. It is huge. And not only that, nobody expected to, but the theorization of it just magically puts it here, running around the deck, causing all these cracks.
He says I magically put it there.
They're like 8 foot wide. So you're not going to get an 8 foot wide opening this machine through there. All right. So that sort of debunks that.
Yeah, so then he goes on to, basically call other channels really bad names like Mike Bell. He just curses him out, but whatever. So since Kai has problems with listening to videos, the very videos that he's criticizing, he didn't hear me say that this is basically a placeholder. I didn't say this was exactly the machine they used. I said they could have used a machine like this. I also specifically stated they could have used hopefully this would satisfy Kai. You could have done it with a scissor lift. Okay. The reason why I chose this one, as you can see, it was the only transparent GIF image I could find that would fit on there that I could move around and just kind of show you. But I clearly mentioned on the video that it could have been anything, and most likely a scissor lift like you see here. Okay, so let me show you folks where Kai was being very disingenuous. And I think I'll even say he was pretty much lying to you. Because if he's as smart as he's trying to make everybody think he is, he should already know how big this opening is. So if you look here at the gate, yeah, he's right. It's a 3-foot gate. Nothing's going to fit through there. But that's 3 feet. There's 3 feet on that side and 3 feet on that side. These panels come off. And so if they really wanted to get a wide piece of equipment onto that deck, they could easily remove these without much trouble at all if they really wanted to get some heavy equipment on there. But guess what? That scissor lift that I showed you would easily fit through this door because the scissor lifts are usually under 3 feet anyway. And I've rented scissor lifts before, so I've done this kind of stuff. I've gotten scissor lifts into tight locations. Let me show you the other picture that shows you how he was being disingenuous. Here's another view of the other side of the pool deck here, coming right off of the ground level parking deck. And here's something else that Kai didn't tell you folks. And that is, well, this is as close as we can get, but you can see the gate that comes onto the pool is a double gate right here. That's 6 feet wide, okay? Now, you can get cherry pickers that are 6 feet wide. So when people like him make statements that are foolish, like he said there, like he said, I magically made this thing appear onto the deck, that's because guys like him don't do the math first. When I deal with stuff like this, I have to, as an engineer, I have to deal with that kind of math to make sure something fits and to make sure you can get it on there. Okay, So take a look at this video here from Smiley. They're a company that rents this. So obviously this guy's never heard of the spider crane. Look how tiny it comes in. This can fit through any gate. Yeah, and look at these interior spaces here where it's fitting in really super tight there. So obviously this guy doesn't have a clue that you can get stuff into tight spaces in construction sites. So Kai was taking the model that we use just way too seriously, and he wasn't thinking outside the box that there's plenty of things you can fit in. Look how this thing fits into the tightest of little spaces there. And you're going to tell me you can't fit some kind of equipment up on the deck? And apparently this guy doesn't know that you could go to Home Depot and rent just about any type of scissor lift or man lift or boom lift or anything, or even these types here, these forklifts that could get out there on that pool deck and fit easily. So when you look on JLG's website here for the series of the scissor lifts that I rented, you could see they're all 2 feet 8 inches wide, 2 feet 6 inches. See, these will easily fit through any 36-inch gate. I mean, you can rent just about any size machine of compactness that you need as well. So these are the typical types of machines that they would also use to handle palm trees. And here you can see this one here is only about 6 feet by 6 feet. Right? And then you can also get the forklifts like you see at Home Depot driving around inside the store, 3 feet 10 inches wide. Those are no problem to get on the deck. When you listen to his demeanor, it makes you wonder if he really understands what's going on construction sites. Doesn't he know you can come right down 87th Terrace here with a boom truck, a small boom crane truck, and lift the heavy piece of equipment up and over here and just easily set it there on the pool. Then you're off to the races. I can't believe he didn't even understand these basic concepts here. In fact, these are shots of a massive engineering effort I did at our church when I sold the large exterior Cummins diesel generator that we had out back. And I brought in a small boom truck to lift all of this up. And this is how you would put a forklift or a scissor lift onto the pool deck, although you could roll both of them right in through the gate. And also, I was put in charge of selling a bunch of 14 to 18 foot long pews from the second balcony on the church. And I had to engineer up a solution, and I brought in this scissor lift. And you could see it did really great in these really tight spots here, and it handled the weight. So yes, you could have rolled something like this out onto the pool deck and used it to install the palm trees. Kai never addressed the whole issue of how did the palm trees get there? How did those heavy planters get there? And he keeps twisting our words around. I'm not saying that the palm trees were the root cause. What I'm saying is they were most likely a contributing factor. So he doesn't understand the difference between root cause and contributing factor. Okay, so the other thing that nobody's really talked about is how about the added weight from all the bricks and everything? How did they get there? So you can bet they didn't park a truck over here in Collins Ave and carry them in one by one. I'm sure they would have had to use some sort of a forklift to bring pallets of these in and just set them down. You would set them down here, here, here. So I think they probably drove right in the gate with some type of a forklift with pallets of these bricks and just set them down. And then also, too, what about the sand? So you can't just bring in a dump truck with sand and park it here. I don't know, maybe you could dump the load and then try to shovel it over. That doesn't sound practical. It seems to me like they would use pallets to bring them in and just drop them off. That's a more efficient method. But does that add any weight on top that could cause anything? See, this is what a brainstorming session's about. I'm not going all over the place saying I'm not going all over the place saying this is the root cause or this is the root cause. I'm merely suggesting different things that we should be looking into. Well, I hope this stimulates your thinking into more areas where you could look. And by the way, our next video, we're going to be showing you a condominium right around the corner from me that just got condemned last week. And I'm also going to show you a condo that I owned and sold in 2014, where I told the management there that they had some spalling issues to fix. And did they fix it? We're going to find out. So thanks for joining us tonight, folks, and we'll see you on the next one.